That's right, y'all. It is kneecap biting with the Motor City Lions. This is the NFL Roundtable Talks. I have a few of my friends here. I have Will Vogel, the Lions/Panthers fan, because he's enjoying talking about the Lions better than he is the Panthers. At 0-6, I get it. But I got Dan Leonard, Giants fan/Lions fan. Maybe I should switch his too because the Lions are doing better than the Giants. Uh,
Man, you know what? No, don't. Because you know what? The Giants won me money this week where the Lions lost my ass money.
I said I was iffy on betting on him this week. Did I not?
Nope. You.
Yeah, I did. uh, Keegan, welcome back. And of course, Neil, aka the Bandit, our Aaron Glenn lover of the panel,
AG.
is straight booty cheeks. Just playing, guys. I gotta have fun. But I have turned the burner back up from simmer to medium high.
Understandable.
I'm lighting that ass up because you cannot stay in the base defense all four quarters for 99.9% of the time. Oh, guess what? The 5 stops we had on third down, that was in nickel and dime formations.
Why wouldn't you be at nickel and dime more often when you have a quarterback that's going to run all over your ass?
He didn't run all over us, though. He ran for 30 yards.
Yeah,
He
but
threw all over us. He threw almost 100% out of the pocket, and when they did get pressure, he rolled out of it.
Okay. You get faster guys, man. Faster guys.
James Burgess comes in and says, gotta turn the burner up to boil out the kerosene if you want the stuff to sell. That being said,
listen, there was nobody mad. Jeremy tell you, nobody madder than me about this game, man.
Like, I know.
It was a hard.
Look, you didn't even fight me when I said I turned. You can't even fight me when I said I turned it up to medium high.
I can't fight that, but this game just wasn't on the defense.
Notice I didn't say I turned that thing all the way up to his ass's charcoal.
It wasn't just on AG though. It was on the whole team.
The whole team failed. Offense, defense, special team. Well, the only guy on special teams that showed out was Jack Fox by pinning him twice inside the 20. Other than that, it was nothing. So the first bit of news today that I read was a former Super Bowl winning free agent has visited with the team for a second time this season. None other than Detroit drafted own Ndamukong Suh went to Baltimore to talk to the Ravens again today. He's not a Raven yet, so evidently the talks didn't go as well as planned. Brad Holmes, pick up the phone. What do you think about that, Will?
Hey, the guy is a affordable veteran player, so I'm not surprised he looked at a good defense like Baltimore. But like we've said the last few weeks, we would love him in Detroit because he wouldn't cost too much. Plus, he's a veteran, and he would bring a attitude to the locker room. And the only guy, and you've said it correctly, and I couldn't agree more, is that in that locker room that has that oomph attitude is Hutch. So you need a guy who can do it for everyone because we're currently missing that because we don't have CJ or Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, and Suh would be the perfect guy to bring that oomph to that defense.
I applaud you. That was very well thought out. Keegan, what do you think about it?
Well, like Will said, Suh's a veteran. He will make an immediate impact on any teams. We wanted him because he has that attitude. He can be serviceable when we need him.
What do you think, Leonard?
Well, I hope he signed with Baltimore actually because I like him and I want him to win another ring. But
hey,
don't be
here.
And after last week, Baltimore's my pick over you guys all day. But no, if you're going to bring him back to the Lions, you're not bringing him back to actually play. You're going to bring him there for the veteran leadership and because he's a nasty fucking dude. And that's what your team doesn't have. You don't have anybody that's just mean and going to fuck somebody up.
Neil?
I would love to see Sue back in Detroit, man. Like, come here and help us finish what we're trying to accomplish. Not on Baltimore. Like, yeah, we just lost to Baltimore, but I think he'll bring something good to that tenacity to this group. You feel me?
I have 3 reasons why he can come to Detroit and make it right. Number 1, he owns an apartment complex, very close to where Calvin Johnson lives. Number 2, he owns a share in Calvin Johnson's dispensary store. Number 3, Dan Campbell was his favorite coach he ever played for, and he said that after Bruce Arians. He said it after Sean McVay. That says a lot. And he said it after Caldwell and Schwartz. And whoever was there that got fired at Miami that made it so Dan Campbell was the interim coach. Of course, he didn't like, what was that, Philbin? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just had to think for a minute. So, let's get into the comments. Sue could come back as a quality control specialist for Calvin.
That'd
Lee
be funny.
Hornbustle says, I would love to see Sue back in Detroit. King S.J. says, hey guys. Eric Dalton says, hey guys. No thanks to Sue. I'd rather use that cap space on something else like CB. Well, there's another CB that wants to come here too that said it in multiple podcasts and interviews. Janoris Jenkins, the Jackrabbit. Since we play a predominantly zone coverage, he bit.
Yeah, but he's
That
slow.
would be fun.
I don't care. He'd be better than Will Harris in zone coverage.
Oh,
And that's Janoris Jenkins.
My dead mother would be better than Will Harris in zone coverage.
Oh,
I know.
No.
And King SJ says that's 3 good reasons. Well, the problem is that there's nobody's going to cost you a lot of money unless you're going for a top flight guy. Because of Marvin Jones Jr.'s departure, we only have $4.9 million in cap space. He has not retired. No paperwork's been submitted. So there was a $2 million dead cap over his salary incurred by cutting him. So signing a top flight guy isn't going to happen. We're going to be getting practice squad guys and vet minimum guys is what we'll get for the rest of the year. And Sue is one of those guys that you could get for under $2 million. Eric Dalton says Will Harris could get toasted by ice.
Yeah, sounds right.
Braylon Daniels, Dennis, how are we to make a move? Where are we going to get the cap space? There's only 3 players you can restructure, and one guy's not restructuring because he's looking for a bag. That's Jared Goff. The other one is Taylor Decker, and the other one is Frank Ragnow. And those players have to agree to playing for less money before they can do it. So where are you going to get the money to make a big move? We're going to be doing practice squad players, vet free agents on a minimum contract, or poaching people's practice squads. That's it.
Not only that, they really don't like bringing people in. If you can tell, they always bring people up. They keep bringing people up. You feel me? It's like, say if somebody go down, they just bring somebody up from the practice squad. They're not looking out.
Right, and then they fill that spot in the practice squad if they go to the active roster is what they've been doing. So that's why I think, and a lot of us have been on lockstep that they're probably not making any big trades. Are there people we'd love to see in Detroit? Sure. If we had $20 million in cap space, I can name 3 right now that I would trade for in a heartbeat.
Actually, JB, I got one off the top of my head that might actually work, like cap-wise. T. Higgins.
T. Higgins makes more than $5 million.
Does he?
Yep.
He was a second-round pick, though.
He makes more than $5 million because he's on his second contract, I believe.
No, he's not.
He's not.
He's in his last year.
Then we would probably have to pay part of the dead cap because dead cap is always higher than the actual salary on a rookie contract.
But that'd be a good pickup right there.
Could be a great pickup. Second round, I believe that's still at about 2.5 to 3 million.
So how many people can we structure so many contracts already?
Right. Eric Dalton, you're absolutely right. So many people forget we restructured so many contracts already. We already restructured Romeo from 13 million down to 2 million. So to get rid of him, like somebody said in a trade, it cost Detroit $10 million over his $2 million asking price.
That was
Anybody
me.
know offhand what Allen is making in Washington?
A shit ton. He was the one
Yeah,
that paid.
he was the one that got paid. He got paid like almost 25 million a year, wasn't it?
That
Leonard?
bag.
He got a bag.
You got a bag, bro.
But
So
man, he's another one that you put him in the right place with the right coach. Yeah, so Detroit's not for him because AG wouldn't know what the hell to do with him.
Right. We already know this.
But man, I
But
like
anyway,
Allen.
in the
our
next
receiver problem, I was saying, and Neil agreed to this. I said we are gonna let Green play, and then we might call up Dylan Drummond. as
Dylan Drummond's
depth.
been a call up twice already. If they call him up again, they have to sign him to the active roster. If the Lions are strapped on cap space, where are all these rumors about Montez Sweat? That was all rumors.
Mm-hmm.
It was all rumors. The Lions never called them. As a matter of fact, Washington released the only team that called them about Montez Sweat was it was another cusp team. God damn it, that actually had cap space.
Was the
Like,
Eagles?
no, it wasn't the Eagles because they pretty much burnt their cap space by getting buyers. But anyways,
Fucking Eagles.
let's go on to the next subject. The Tennessee Titans are moving forward with Will Levis as the starter, but he will be on a short lease because Tannehill's hurt, which means if something goes wrong, then they have to go to Malik. I can't throw sand from a boat and hit water. Willis.
I know one person that's happy.
This guy, because I called it. I said Will Levis would start a game before Willis would this year.
Yep.
Yeah. No, didn't Willis start last week or 2 weeks ago?
No,
He
came in
no,
injury.
he came in at the injury time. He didn't get to
Gotcha.
start.
Yeah.
Dan, what do you think of that news?
Meh. It's the Titans. I'm just waiting for their fire sale to see where everybody else goes.
Neil?
My dude Jay Reed happy, but Tannehill was up. He was doing dog shit up there anyway. You can't get the B. He was just forcing the ball to B hop. That's not the way to run the offense. So he had to make a move. You feel me?
Yep.
He had
And
to.
Will Levis is closer to the style of quarterback that Tannehill is. He's more of a pocket passer. So it makes sense for them to go to him versus the athletic guy they don't know how to use yet.
See, you're not wrong there. Now, if they had a wide receiver that was fast, Levis fits in great for that because the guy's got a cannon.
Oh, Levis has a bigger cannon than Willis, and it's more accurate.
Oh, I know. That's
At
what I'm
least
talking
then it gets in the same time zone.
And they got some receivers down there in Tennessee. They
do.
got B Hop and Burke and all them. They got some weapons down there in Tennessee.
Traylon
Yeah.
Burks is on the verge of Trayvon Burks is on the verge of being called a bust in Tennessee right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
With Tannehill throwing you the ball, you would be a bust too.
Yeah, but he's had other people throw him the ball and he couldn't catch it then when it hit him in the hand, so that's why. Anyways, Keegan, what do you think of that news?
So at the beginning of the season, when Aaron Rodgers got hurt, I was saying mid-season Ryan Tannehill will get traded to the Jets and Will Levis will be the starter.
Well, number one, he has to clear a physical. Number two, you can't trade a guy that's injured.
No, I was saying before he
Right.
got hurt and
Right.
Aaron Rodgers got hurt.
I've
Now that-
said the move was Kirk Cousins, and that's what they should have did because that would put Aaron Rodgers back in Minnesota, and it'd be funny.
Now that
Could you
Tannehill's hurt,
imagine Rodgers with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, though? Oh,
I don't want to.
exactly.
now that Tannehill's hurt, though, it gives more time for Levis.
You guess Jay replied to my statement about throwing sand from a boat and not hitting water. In all fairness, throwing sand from a boat, no one said the boat wasn't parked on a trailer at the time.
That's a good response to that one.
Oh, Levis is going to take the job. Tannehill is a backup. I believe that. Do the Titans move Henry before the deadline? They've had calls, but nobody's made a serious offer because they want that draft compensation equal to what that bag they gave Derrick Henry.
Listen, if
So-
they take them trading Derrick Henry to telling all their fans that this season is over. And if they was to trade Henry and don't get a couple first round picks, their fan base would go crazy. So right now they in a sticky situation.
Hey,
Stick-
at this time last year, there was there was a rumor that Henry was being traded to the Eagles, but it did not go through.
And I see Smoking Dad is doing his best impression of Wilson. He says, "Hidely ho, neighbors." Will, what do you think of the Will Levis being the starter this week?
I think it's the right guy because, as we know, Malik Willis, I was never sold on him. He was good at Liberty, but I was never sold on the guy. I think Levis, like you said, and I agree, he is the quarterback that plays most like Tannehill of the two, and so yeah, it's a huge confidence booster for sure. And yeah, we'll see what the Texans do with Levis, but yeah, they put the right guy in place of Tannehill for sure.
All right. I agree. I think Will Levis, this is his best opportunity to show what he's made of. And I think he has more of a pro ready style than what Malik Willis has, is why they're starting him. He's more of that in the pocket passer, a game manager type of QB, but he does have a cannon for an arm.
Mhm.
I mean, as we saw in his little diva post where he posed in the mirror, he's got those big guns that he likes to show off. He's going to get a chance to show it off. If he can outthrow D Hop or Burks, I think he wins the job.
He could outthrow D Hop easy. He's got bad knees now.
I forgot about that, but it just sounded funny to say.
It did. I hope the crowd yells, "Let's go Mayo" for him.
And a lot of people have said hi to Smoking Dad, and James Rue says Malik could train up, but he isn't ready yet. Got to get that footwork under control. Yeah, when his footwork looks like he's more ready to run than set and throw in the pocket, that's an issue. But on to the next news. Marvin Jones Jr. was released due to family issues. There's no details yet as to what it was. No, he hasn't lost another kid. It's just considered family issues, and Dan Campbell even addressed it and said it's nothing that serious. Adam Schefter says his sources says that Marvin Jones Jr. is set to retire after being released by the Lions. Yet, here it is, over 24 hours later, and no paperwork has been submitted to the NFL. Did Adam Schefter not know what he's talking about once again? Will, what do you think about that?
Yeah, something's going on with Marvin Jones for sure. I don't think he's in the right mind frame. Plus, he hasn't been performing up to I don't know what to say. Mediocrity.
6 games played, 5 catches, 33 yards, and about 6 drops in that time.
Yeah, so he's been very mediocre. I hope it's not a real family issue where something bad happened, because I want nothing but the best. I hate seeing it for any player. But yeah, I think it is time for him to retire, because he's not the same player as he once was, like when he was with Cincinnati and with the Lions. The last few years have been just disappointment after disappointment. So if it was up to me, if I had to guess, I think he should retire and hang it up. It's time. There's guys who are outplaying you every single day.
Let me say this right now, dear sweet baby Jesus. Let him turn in that paperwork, because then that $2 million dead cap doesn't count anymore.
Yes.
That's all I got to say. Keegan, what do you think of the news?
I think it's sad when it's a family issue, and like Will was saying, Marvin Jones Jr. I think this issue started at the beginning of the season, and he wasn't very I can't think of it. I can't think of the
His
word.
mental
He
well-being.
couldn't focus.
His mental focus was off track, and his performance didn't play well because of that mental focus. And now that something it's probably gotten worse. That at the point like it's gotten worse that he feels like he needs to go be with family. And my guess is that he asked for that release to
Right.
go see his family,
Right.
and we gave it to him.
Yep. Neil?
Well, I misspoken on this because I had posted. I thought it was he had lost his second son. So let me apologize for saying. Let me start by saying I apologize for that. I really don't know any more details than you know, Jerm. So until we figure out what we know, what's the real situation on it, I ain't gonna speak on it.
Right.
Huh.
Okay. Dan?
Okay. I don't want this to sound insensitive. Well, first off, thank God it's not his kid.
Yeah, amen.
Because that's bad. But if you think about it, the way he's played all year, the mental lapses and everything like that, and then retiring to go home, I'm willing to put a substantial amount of money that his wife was banging the pool boy.
Oh.
Wait, what? Wait a minute.
He said that his wife got caught banging the pool boy.
Think about it. Mental lapse, needing to leave the home, nothing coming out about illness or anything like that. That would make sense.
I still think when he did that Olay block against that linebacker when J-Mo caught the screen pass, I still think the cheerleader on the other team flashed her tits.
Oh, easily.
Oh,
now I really hope for y'all it was nothing seriously, man.
I know. I'm just poking fun because Dan Campbell did come out and said, yes, Marvin Jones did lose his youngest child back in 2019, but this is nothing that serious. So he did say this. So there's some sort of strife in his family that's going on that's been weighing on his mind and distracting him from the game of football. And
it better not been a family dog.
And thank God that we finally see a player that was getting paid a decent amount of money put his family and God first before the team. Unlike Mr. Tom Brady, who sat home for 2 months that summer, the first time he retired, and just said, fuck these kids, I'm going back to play football.
He lost Giselle, man. Giselle.
He lost a supermodel.
Man, I would have kicked my cleats off and took my shoulder pads and all right and go home. Man, Giselle, what?
Hello, nurse. That's all
I hope whatever it is gets resolved and him and his family can have the peace of mind. I hope it's nothing as serious as a divorce, and I pray to God it's not another kid sick. Because
that'd be terrible.
You can't have anything like that happen to him again. Because as far as I'm concerned, if I lost another child, I'm taking a dirt nap. I'm giving up. I'd be done.
Mm-hmm. We saw how he reacted to that, the one in 2019.
Yeah.
Oh, anybody who loses their kid,
the game.
He tried to play through the next game, and he choked out.
James Burgess says the same. My sentiments exactly. Amen. Marvin's a good dude. He did everything he could for us. I wish him the absolute best. Eric Dalton, I hope nothing but the best for Marvin Jones Jr., and I pray for him. And Rodney Fouch says amen. But you know what? He's 33 years old. I don't think he's going to make a comeback in the NFL, and if he wants to submit that retirement paperwork at the end of the season, I'm fine with it. Let him have his bonus money. Let him go home and not get another game check, because at least then he has something to fall back on.
Hey, and I didn't know you had lost a kid, man. I'm sorry to hear that, man. No parents should bury their kids before they pass. Man, so, sorry about that, man.
Yeah, it was a lot of headache, but as far as getting Galladay back, I would rather.
You need Galladay back.
No. I heard he's in contract talks with the Giants again because their wide receivers are ass.
Yeah.
I do not want Kenny Galladay back.
Hey, you heard what I said. The Giants are going to give him another $19 million to get 8 catches.
JB, I hope you sit on an ear of corn that goes all the way in.
Man, listen. Green gonna step up, bro. Watch. My fake cousin Green about to step in there and do his thing. You feel me? Watch it. Watch.
Eric Dalton says, I have no idea how my mom made it through losing 2 sons, and I'm thankful she wasn't there for number 3.
Sorry to hear that,
Tragedy in
man.
the family usually works one of two ways. It either brings couples together or it drives them apart.
Amen.
And James Burgess also says, I hope he retires a Lion. He's good people. Met him at one of the season ticket player mixer events a few years back. That's awesome. And James Burgess says, can he throw your dollars away? Hard no.
Hey, his longer 10 with the team was let's hear what else, right?
Yeah, his only 1,000-yard season was with Stafford.
No, I'm talking about he spent more years with the Lions than he spent anywhere else, right?
Yeah, Marvin Jones Jr. spent 4 years with us after he did 4 straight, and this would have been his 5th season with us.
Yeah, he a Lion, y'all. He gonna retire a Lion.
Richard Head.
Richard Head. Wait,
Yep.
the Giants are re-signing Galladay? Does this mean they are all in?
A better
All in.
chance you guys signed him. You guys got more cap room than we do still, sadly.
Yeah, I think you guys are at what, negative 140,000 right now? Something like
Yeah,
that? You guys are just barely over the cap, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
That Daniel Jones contract isn't getting better for you.
Well, it's to that favorite point of the show. But real quick, I do want to address since I have so many Lions fans in here talking. Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell was on the ticket yesterday morning and said there is no trades that look good enough because of the chemistry of the team and they don't want to break up that fit. So
This is
that
our
being
roster.
said, so unless it's a fit, they're not making a trade. And they've
Yep.
said there's no one on the block that fits.
This is our team, boys. Listen,
Eric
they
Dalton
only
says the Titanic has more cap room than the Giants.
oh,
Oh my God.
wherever you are.
He's not wrong though.
Real. But yeah, this is our team, guys. They're like I said, they building through the draft. They're not looking to trade all-star pieces or anything. Like, no, they bring in guys that
as
wanna
I've
bring
been
in.
saying for the last 3 weeks, it's going to be a vet minimum free agent or practice squad poaching the rest of the season.
Yep.
And James Burgess says, geez, I guess that rules out that Terrell Owens signing.
Oh, darn it.
Go get Ocho Cinco.
And Chad Ochocinco said, well, they need to make a fit. Otherwise, the goal for this year is literally the division and a playoff win. It probably is. That is the goal. You know why? Because we weren't quite. We even said this when the schedule came out, that they weren't quite a Super Bowl contender yet. That they were a playoff contender, not a Super Bowl contender. So if we said that prior to the season, even though they had a hot start, my attitude on that hasn't changed. If they make it past the divisional round, kudos to them for making it to the NFC Championship. Then all bets are off.
Yep.
Or you're like me and on that winning train, you jumped the ship to the Super Bowl.
No, I didn't do that.
I said, unless you're like me.
You crazy.
Well, right now we are the 2 seed in the NFC as far as it goes, because with the
San
2
Francisco
losses, and they lost to Minnesota. Rodney Felch says, guess we'll have to suit up Barry and Dre Bly by then. Barry don't look quite like he could play anymore. Dre Bly still looks like he could take the field. Him, even Aaron Glenn looks like he could still play defensive back. He doesn't look like he's out of shape. Calvin Shepard looks in shape. Dan Campbell looks like he could play tackle with the muscle mass he has on him.
I was going to say, put Dan Campbell on that edge and let him feast.
I still say if it comes down to a draft pick and there's a coin flip with like 3 or 4 teams, they should do a battle royal between the coaches. And whatever coach wins gets the lowest spot.
I'm down.
Dan Campbell will bring a lion with him.
And Rodney
Of course
Phelps
he
says
would.
he agrees. How come a lot of Lion fans want mortgage the futures for the season? Yeah, that's the other thing. Do you really think the Lions want to trade away draft capital this year when the draft is in Detroit? In
And
front
that's
of,
and that's the best
if,
thing.
think about it,
Uh,
we're going to have probably almost as many fans at the draft as we would have at a Lions football game this year coming up.
not only that, his best best thing that Brad Helms do is draft.
Mm-hmm.
So like, why would you take away something that he do
And-
best? It makes no sense. Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Facts. First round, LaFleur versus Campbell. 7 seconds later, call an ambulance. LaFleur isn't moving. because because of cap implications. That's the one thing. Like I said, there's only 3 players left that we can restructure cap room out of. Goff isn't restructuring again. Plus,
Nope.
we have the out next year if everything falls apart. And Eric Dalton says, at Richard, that was what Jeremy and many more of us said for the year. 2024 is the year for sure. We are exceeding expectations, but why mess up our future to what? Blow out the wad and lose in round 2?
Well said.
I'm not saying they can't get to the Super Bowl, but they're
But
not they're not a Super Bowl contender yet.
our expectations this year wasn't the Super Bowl or bust. It was to get into the playoffs and host a playoff game.
It was win the division first and foremost. And so far, we're trending that way. We have a 2-game lead over Minnesota.
Yep.
And yes, I will always call them Minnesota.
So Minnesota and the Cheeseheads tied right now for second.
No, Cheeseheads are tied with the Bears for the basement at 2 wins.
Mhm.
You think Goff is
How
going to
does
leave?
it feel?
I think I said at the beginning of the season, and my needle hasn't moved. There's a 15% chance that all 4 teams will have a new starter in the NFC North next season.
Yep.
Yeah,
Goff be-
15,
That's
15,
fair.
15, 15%, a
understand
15% chance.
Goff be here.
And Eric Dalton says Goff might leave with Ben Johnson. Yeah, that's the only thing I see because the contract talks did break down before the season. They had him for the last couple of weeks here, yet there's no extension done, which means I think Goff's asking prices here and the Lions asking prices here,
Where's
and
the
this
franchise
one
tag?
ain't going up to there.
Yep.
Where do I think that price tag is there, Dan? Is that what you were saying?
Where would the franchise tag price be at?
The franchise tag would be at about 41.5 million next year.
Doesn't
And I
he only-
think
He under contract for next year.
I understand that, but I'm talking about for the extension, you have to base it off of what the franchise tag would be next season.
Oh, I'm not talking about extending him. I'm saying franchises as draft replacement.
We don't have to draft his replacement. We already did.
I'm not sold on Hooker.
Oh shit.
Here we go.
Oh shit.
Wait a minute. You're talking about a guy that completed 72% of his passes through 9 games, had 37 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, plus 10 on the ground.
Yeah,
He was
bum knees.
when he wasn't hurt,
One
he was
bum
a
knee.
favorite to win Heisman.
And
One
he's old
bum
as
knee.
fuck.
He ain't old as fuck. He's 25. That ain't old as fuck.
That's old for a quarterback coming into the league. That's like Ryan Tannehill style when he came in.
I've heard that there's 3 teams going to throw a bag at Ben Johnson. And unless Hamp is going to pay him the same amount of money she's going to pay Dan Campbell, I don't think he stays.
He's going to New England.
That's what I heard. It's
Not
New
going to
England.
happen. It won't happen because they re-signed Belichick right before the season to a very lucrative contract.
But his play this season might even get him fired.
Oh, and by the way, I looked up the Tennessee coach's salary, and everybody was saying, "Oh, he makes $9 million." His base salary is $275,000. In order for him to make $9 million, he has to hit 10 different incentive bonuses. One of them being the SEC championship, which gets him $1.5 million. And yes, that was college, but he went from one system to another system and learned it quickly and was successful. Is my point, Patty Grimes?
Hey, dickhead. No duh.
Wait, I almost say Malik Willis over Danny Dimes.
Whoa.
All right, now you tripping.
He knows I'm messing with him.
I say, damn.
I don't know why you want that Tua to suddenly fall into a bucket of acetone.
You wouldn't do that to me. You don't want the negative pub.
YOLO.
YOLO. Look, as long as you replace it with a Brian Branch, I'm good.
I'll throw that in your acetone too, just out of spite.
He's mean. Look at him. Okay, it is to our favorite part of the week. You all know what that is, right?
The pickup.
Yeah.
I say Wednesday, hump day.
It's hump day. Where's she at?
That camel got, dude. I'm pretty sure that camel fired a few weeks ago.
Wow, you give him credit. You said a Canadian dime. I was going to say a Mexican 10 peso piece.
Oh, dang. I know that's James.
Jamarcus.
I think the Lions will get a first and
Okay.
third.
That open question for all. What, for whatever reason, Brad decides to trade Goff after this season. What can we get? More than likely, similar to exactly what we got for Stafford as far as picks wise. Just it wouldn't be a player back. We would probably get 2 firsts and a third, is what I'm thinking, or 2 firsts and a fourth.
Yeah, because in that deal, we also got Brockers.
No, we didn't get Brockers in that deal. We
Yeah,
traded for
Brockers
Brockers. Yeah, it was after Goff, because remember the week before we traded for him, he made that statement, "I'm so glad Goff is gone. I hated him." Then the next week later, he got traded to Detroit.
Oh, no.
And he had to go,
I bet
"Well, I
he's
don't
like,
hate."
why?
He goes, "Wait, no,
didn't
it was
say
funny. He retracted that so fast, you think his head spun around like he was in The Exorcist." He was like, "I didn't say I hated Jared Goff. I just said I didn't like the fit he had with the Rams. He's my quarterback now." Any chance Ben sticking around if he falls short in the playoffs? If we fall short in the playoffs, it would be pride that would keep him here. In my opinion.
Yeah, we got a game like he had this week. You ain't got to worry about him going nowhere.
Hey, I don't think we're going to have another game like that all the way around. If you look,
I don't either.
if you look at the way they called the plays, it was almost exactly how they called the plays in the Tampa Bay game. It's like they just said, "Oh, we'll just roll with the same plays."
Yep.
I'm just saying.
We're talking. If Ben leaves, I'm sticking with the command. He goes to the Commanders because
they still haven't said they want to get rid of Riverboat Ron.
And they got their offensive coordinator that was sitting there waiting for that.
They got Eric Bieniemy there, so that's.
No, I just remember I just mixed up the two things that I was going to say. The Commanders. The one thing I saw is that the Commanders might fire Rivera halfway through the season.
And if that's the case, they're just going to promote Eric Bieniemy and see how he does. And if he does even halfway decent, all he's got to do is not be like total booty cheeks.
They hire him as coach.
They'll hire him as the head coach, because that's the biggest knock on the NFL is that no owner has hired Eric Bieniemy. He had 17 head coaching interviews as the OC over there at Kansas City. He turned down 10 of them and failed in 7.
Yep.
And get a chance that he could redo this Redskins name and everything else like that. I could see him taking that job.
My dad says he can't smoke my pain meds and type.
Talk to text, buddy.
All right. So Thursday.
Wait.
What?
You're talking about Ben Johnson taking place. I'll tell you where the perfect spot for him.
New York Giants.
San Diego Chargers.
Oh yeah, the Chargers would be like the dream job, but I think just like they did before, they're going to promote from within because they just signed an OC that's on the was on the hot path for a head coaching job. They have Kellen Moore waiting.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, but then Mike McCarthy fired him and blamed him for it when I called that stupid Zeke thing.
Yeah. Whatever. Thursday, October 26th, which is tomorrow night at 8:15 p.m., we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Buffalo to face off against Josh Allen, and I throw almost as many interceptions as Dak Prescott Allen.
Are you sure that's the game tomorrow?
That's the game tomorrow.
Yes.
Who you taking, Will?
I think it's going to be a hard-fought game, but I got Buffalo. I think Josh Allen's going to play pissed off.
Richard Head says nobody wants to go to the Giants. Dad says Buffalo. One fan base is absolutely slobbering over Ben Johnson in Chicago. And Richard Head says he's just messing with you, Leonard. But anyways, who you got, Keegan?
I think it's going to be a dogfight, but the way that Josh Allen has been throwing these picks, I believe the Buccaneers will come out on top.
You stay there.
Okay, Neil?
I got Tampa Bay.
Woo-wee. Leonard?
I'm going Tampa Bay as well.
James Burgess takes Tampa Bay. He says Buffalo is cracking. Richard Head says Buccaneers. Well, I kind of have to stick with what I picked. I picked Buffalo at first sight of this game, so I got to stick with it. Next up, we got the LA Rams traveling to Dallas. Dallas, their last time they played, they looked like dog crap versus the 49ers. The Rams didn't look too bad, but came up short last week, right, versus Cincinnati?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So who you got, Leonard?
I'm going with the Rams because, the Cowboys. They have Dak.
They have Dak. Who you taking, Neil?
Taking Rams.
Keegan?
I'm gonna make a bold prediction, but Cooper Kupp is gonna have over 100 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns, and Rams are gonna win.
How's that a bold prediction? That's like the normal.
That's like the normal ever since Stafford got there, other than when he throws more picks than receptions. But anyways, who you got, Will?
Rams.
I took Rams as well, so we got. Was that a clean sweep?
That was a clean sweep.
It is.
Woo! Minnesota at Green Bay. Who you got, Will?
Oh God, a toilet bowl. Ooh.
Are you kidding me? Oh, come on, man.
It's gonna be a really low scoring game. I got Minnesota.
Okay, Keegan.
Scrota. The way that Jordan Addison played, I feel like he's gonna have he's been stepping up and he's gonna have a good game.
They're probably gonna put Jair on him.
I'm with Richard Head, man. I got the Packers with the upset, man.
You.
Leonard?
I'm going with the Vikings. They can put Jair Alexander on Jordan Addison all day. Hawkinson will catch 13 passes, though.
Well, as much as I hate them both with every fiber of my being, they can both take their teams and get flushed right to hell. I'm taking the Pack-Tards. I just think it's a get-right game for them. Minnesota does not run the ball well, which plays to the strength of Green Bay's defense. They actually cover. They cover better than they do the run defense. And as long as they can... Can't we have them both lose? Yes, it's a race to 9 points. They could tie.
A race to 9 points. I'm going to tell you right now, the Vikings are going to put up 28.
What?
You're crazy.
Whatever you drinking, I don't want none. You talking crazy.
Write it down.
Now we got the New Orleans Saints traveling to... Oh, wait, no, it's reverse. It's the one we talked about. The Atlanta Falcons with Desmond Ridder at the helm, who does not win on the road but maybe once out of the last 6 tries he had, versus the Tennessee Titans. Who you got, Leonard?
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to go with the Titans just because, yeah, the Falcons do not have a sustainable way of winning games.
Neil?
So
I think that quarterback gonna come in there and bring some new life into this Tennessee team. I think Tennessee gonna win.
Keegan?
I think Tennessee is going to miss Byard, but they're still going to come out on top and win.
Will?
I despise the Falcons. Go Titans.
I picked the Titans as well.
Clean sweep.
I saw that Tannehill wasn't starting, so they might have a chance at finding a good quarterback. New England at Miami. Speaking of which, New England hasn't won there since Tom Brady was a quarterback. Who you got, Will?
Good luck winning this new week, New England. Give me Miami. Miami by double digits, easily.
Keegan?
Not even a question. It's Miami.
Neil?
Upset alert! I got the Pats.
Leonard?
one second, man. I'm trying to just come to terms with him just actually saying that.
I said it last week and they didn't believe it. Believe what I say. Upset alert! I got the Pats.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the non-upset, and the team is gonna put up like 40 on them. The Dolphins.
And Chase Burgess says the aquatic predatory mammals. It's factual, but it's funny. Fins up. Hey, what did I win, Leonard? Can you show that again real quick? You show everybody that real quick because it is kind of tied into this game.
Yeah, give me a second.
There it is. It's a Tua Tunga Viola.
Oh, that visor looks sick.
Let's roll.
By the way, I already took NFC North in the next one, but there is a spot open. I think Leonard would not. You haven't even sold one spot in the mini yet, have you?
No.
So if somebody said I'll give you $60 to take the last spot, you'd do it, right?
See.
Okay.
See.
It's pick a division and get a second division as a random. I already have the NFC South and the AFC West. Is that what I chose?
Yes, it is. Wait.
So I'm going to get 2 more. Woohoo. I like having a 50% shot at winning when it's you're not picking teams, you're picking divisions. All right. So we all went Miami except for Neil. One of these things is doing his own thing. All right. Next up, the New York Jets versus the New York Giants. It's a home-at-home game. Who you got, Will?
I'm sorry, Dan. You're a great friend, but the Jets defense is going to swallow the Giants.
Keegan.
Jets. Zach Wilson has played. I'm gonna say this. Zach Wilson has played much better ever since seeing Donna Kelsey.
Yeah, he is. He's went 2-1 since then. Neil.
I'm the Jets.
All right, Leonard.
Yeah, I'm taking my Giants as a complete homer pick. I feel the Jets are probably going to beat us, but I still got to take my Giants.
It's funny.
Well, in the immortal words,
go ahead.
In the immortal words of Richard Head, Jets, Jets. That's right. Last week, Will didn't even pick the Panthers versus the bye week.
Damn.
Nope.
Damn.
And I don't even pick the Panthers a lot this year.
You know what? Speaking of the Panthers, they had Blake Martinez in there today for a tryout.
Ugh,
Yeah.
Gross.
The guy that retired because he sucked last year. But anyways,
He retired
Jacksonville.
20 JB, so we can go sell Pokemon cards, and they turned out to be a scammer.
It's okay. Giants O-line is in shambles. They're literally taking guys off the street.
We got three back though. We got Mitchell, Thomas, and someone else back today.
Oh, you got Thomas back?
Uh-huh.
They moved Neil to guard yet?
No, they're not smart enough.
I know.
What were you saying?
All
Not
right.
this Neil. Not this Neil. Not this Neil.
No. I'm talking about Evan Neal.
Evan Neal moved to left guard.
Yeah, he was left guard his freshman year at Alabama and was second for the Interior O-Lineman Award that year.
But you know what? We saw Justin Pugh, and he's been one of the best offensive linemen in football the past 2 weeks coming off the couch.
Yeah, Justin Pugh has been doing all right for you. Jacksonville travels to Schittsburg. Who you got, Will?
Oh man. Jacksonville.
Keegan?
Jagtards.
Neil?
Jagtards. What the heck?
This is a hard one, ain't it? That's what she said.
I thought you said it in.
Pittsburgh, man.
You're taking Schittsburg? Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking Pittsburgh.
All right. Who you got there, Leonard?
The Jaguars.
I'm taking the Jags as well.
Wait, what's the update on Lawrence?
Lawrence is playing. He played last week already. He didn't sit out.
His knee's fine, and Travis Etienne's a hell of a running back this year.
Yeah, Etienne. Thank God I've got him in fantasy. That's all I got to say. He's been averaging 27 points a week.
Yep.
Go Tigers.
And hell, if you get one of the weeks where freaking Calvin Ridley bet on the Jags, man, he going off.
Yeah, he does. Okay, we got the Beagles going to face off the Foreskins. Who you got, Leonard?
Bengals.
The Beagles?
Yeah.
Philadelphia, right?
Oh, man, fuck them. But yeah, them.
Okay. Neil.
I'm so confused with this pick. Yeah, no. The Bengals.
I was right. No, it's the Eagles. Philadelphia. I call them the Beagles because they didn't soar very high and they lost a game.
Who they playing?
They're playing against the Washington Foreskins.
Eagles gonna win and Swift gonna have 2 touchdowns.
Well, it'll be the first time he's done that since week 3. But anyways, Keegan, who you got?
Wait, it's at Foreskins?
Yeah, it's at Foreskins.
I'm going to say upset alert, Foreskins.
Ooh. Well,
the Giants beat them last week.
Eagles.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well, last time they played in Philly, they took them to overtime. I think the Foreskins can beat them at home.
Didn't they just beat them last year at home, too?
Yes. The Eagles are going to pants Washington. They're going to have to change their name to the Commandos.
The problem with this, why there's no chance for Washington. They have the worst offensive line in football, worse than the Giants even. And the Eagles have the best defensive line in all of football.
Debatable.
Not
but anyway. Oh, this time we get to start with Leonard. It is the Houston Texans going to face off versus the winless Carolina Panthers, the only winless team in the NFL.
You're so lucky we're live, Jeremy.
I'll
tell you later.
Go ahead. Who you got, Leonard? Tank Dell and CJ Stroud.
Damn.
Home team is Carolina.
100% taking the Texans.
Okay.
I love Tank Dell and CJ Stroud's the man.
Yep. Neil?
Sorry, Will. Texans.
No worries, you got your Ohio State boy. No offended.
Well, what is it about Ohio State?
Yeah,
Said
C.J.
you got
Stroud,
your
the
Ohio
only
State
the only
guy on your
relevant
team.
Ohio State quarterback that's played this year.
Correct.
Or
Wherever.
ever.
Keegan, who you
Well
got? Keegan,
said
who
that.
you got?
Hey,
I'm gonna
Scott.
say this is the battle of the first round rookies. I'm gonna take CJ Stroud.
All right. Who you got there, Will?
37-10 Texans.
I don't know if the Panthers are good enough to even put up 10 on them, honestly. That defense is nasty.
I was
I
going to say
think we get
6.
lucky.
I thought it was going to be like 42-6. But anyways,
Man, Will, you gotta
Texans
believe in your
win.
team, man. That's why your team ain't winning. You don't believe in your team, man.
Dude, I
All
haven't
right.
picked them all year. I've told
And they
people
ain't won
this.
all year.
I'm not a pessimist. I'm a
No,
realist.
he did pick them the first week. The first week you picked them. And they lost, and you said, I'm never picking them bastards again.
Who's the coach of the Panthers anyway?
Right.
Frank Reich.
Oh, yeah, he sucks.
He's decent.
Will
Panthers are going 0-17, Richard Head says.
No,
Yeah,
we're
and
not.
giving-
We're going to win at
and
least
giving-
2.
And giving Chicago the first pick overall. But anyway.
You can't say
Green.
Kevin Green out of retirement, James. Kevin Green passed away the other year.
When? I didn't know he passed away. Oh, okay. All right.
Kevin
we got
Green's
the
passed.
Cleveland Browns facing off in Seattle. Who you got, Will?
Wow. Seattle's good. But I don't know the status on DK. He didn't play last week. I'm going to say
DK's
Cleveland.
playing.
I think Cleveland's going to win. I think Cleveland's defense is very solid this year.
It's
I think they're
the
going to
number
get
2
to
defense in the
Geno
NFL,
Smith.
seeing how we did so bad versus the Ravens. But anyways.
Yeah, give me the Browns.
Okay. Keegan.
I saw something today that DK from Shefty that DK is playing, and I'm taking the sea chickens.
Neil.
Browns.
Leonard.
Is it Dushawn or is it PJ Walker playing quarterback for the Browns?
PJ Walker.
It's PJ Walker.
I'm taking the Browns.
Yeah, I'm taking the Browns too because PJ Walker as a starter is 6-1 now.
Uh-huh. Here's the reason he was
Come back to
MVP.
Carolina, please.
Come.
I am done, Will. I'm done.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. Oh my god.
Trade away your best wide receiver, your future worth of draft picks, draft quarterback, and you're asking for PJ Walker back. Good times to be a Panthers fan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely
And
not.
Richard Head, has anybody watched that Netflix cartoon series Dysfunctional?
I've heard about it.
They have a elf in there that looks like a drunken version of Brownie the Elf. So that's why Richard Head said
that's
the
funny.
Keebler Elves. You got to check it out. Just go check out that show. It's hilarious. It's about a kingdom that's totally dysfunctional.
Isn't it the guys who made Futurama? No,
Futurama, The Simpsons,
Oh, it is.
all of them. Yeah, it's them.
Cool.
Next up, we have the AFC West and NFL leading Kansas City Chiefs at 6-1, going to face off against Denver, who just got their second win of the season by beating Green Bay. Who you got, Leonard?
That's terrible, Eric.
With the Panthers pick, the Chicago Bears take Peter Dinklage.
I love
Midget
Peter Dinklage.
out of Game of Thrones U. Who you got, Leonard?
I'm going with the Chiefs.
Chiefs. Who you got, Neil?
Chiefs.
Keegan.
Queefs.
There we go. I was looking for it. Well, who you got?
I'm going with the Kansas City Taylor Swifts. I meant the Chiefs.
It's Travis Swift now. Get it right.
Yeah,
just ask the
it's
Swifties.
fine.
That's what they say. That's a toss pick, Jeremy. I flipped a coin and it said Kansas City on both sides. Um, we got the Baltimore Ravens going to. Oh my God, their schedule just got even easier than the game they had last week to Arizona.
Oh,
Who you got, Will?
I'm sorry, what's the game?
Ravens versus Cardinals in Arizona.
Oh, Ravens.
Keegan,
Ravens.
Neil,
Ravens.
Leonard,
Ravens.
clean sweep. The
Clean
Bengals go to San Francisco to play the 49ers, who are struggling of late. I
And
haven't
Brock
seen.
Purdy may not
Oh,
play.
Eric Dalton says Arizona just to piss me off.
And Brock Purdy is in concussion protocol.
Yeah, but that'll be cleared. Let's see. They just played, what was that, Monday night?
Yeah.
So as long as it gets cleared by Friday, he can play. It's
It's
4
looking
days.
like Darnold's going to be their starter.
Oh, if Darnold's starting, I may have to switch my pick. Shit. No, that defense is good enough. I'm going to say San Francisco wins. Keegan?
I'm gonna say Niners.
Neil?
Cincinnati, man.
Oh, I forgot. You're an Ohio guy.
Oh, so he tries.
Leonard?
Oh, I got
No. Pause. Don't even say I really don't like no Ohio teams. Like I really don't. But just this matchup, man.
But
The
Joe
49ers on a losing streak.
Thurl did originally start at OSU,
I know that.
but he never got to play there, so it don't count.
I know that.
Okay, just make sure we're clear.
I know that.
Because if Joe Burrow would have played, y'all might have won the last two Big Ten championships. That's all I got.
What's your? What did he pick? What did he pick?
I'm going with 49ers too.
You're going to go with the 49ers? All right.
On my loan again.
Oh, my goodness.
No, wait. I'll pick the gold miners.
Oh, yeah, the 49ers. Gotcha. All right. The Chicago Bears travel west to face off against the LA Chargers, a 3-win team versus a 2-win team. This is the second toilet bowl of the week, and it's Sunday Night Football.
Who is it?
Chicago
Bears, Chargers
versus Chargers.
Who's picking?
Your turn.
Go Chargers. I'm sorry.
Keegan?
I think this is going to be the game. Tie.
What?
He said tie.
Are you
That's
kidding
it.
me? I'm willing
Neil?
to bet 5 push-ups. It's not a tie.
Well, don't bet no push-ups. Chargers.
Okay. Leonard.
I just lost all my sound.
Can you hear me? We hear you. Oh, he just left. Okay, he'll be back. I'm going to choose the Chargers as well. And for once, I didn't have to maneuver the schedule. They saved what should be the best for last. We got the Las Wages Raiders coming to face off the Motor City Kittens. Who you got? Will.
Detroit football.
Oh my God, you made it sound like what's his name doing the Pistons. You gotcha.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Except Detroit basketball. Exactly. That's the point.
Who you got, Neil?
They're the Lions, man. Come on.
Keegan, you're picking the Raiders, right?
No, I'm gonna say one thing. Their new nickname is the Criminal Raiders, and I'm taking the Lions.
I got the Lions winning this game. So far, it's looking like Jimmy G's not playing again. So I say it's a 2-touchdown win.
Oh, easily.
Who we going against? Hoyer or O'Connell?
Aiden O'Connell.
It'll be
What?
Aiden O'Connell because Brian Hoyer was so bad that they shot him out of a cannon at halftime. But anyways,
Oh,
the beatdown that we give the Raiders this week, it's gonna be bad.
it's gonna be bad.
Uh,
It's
yeah,
gonna
they'll
be
be
like that.
The whole
Simpsons
team is
meme.
pissed off. I think they might look at Aaron Glenn if they tell him to rush 4 and I'll flip him off and just gang rush Aiden O'Connell until he's
we gonna hold them under 10 points.
I
I can
ain't
see
saying
it.
that, but we're winning by 2 touchdowns.
Well, I'm gonna say
Patty
if
Grimes, I love it.
if somehow we lose this game because of Aaron Glenn,
AG will be fired.
we are leaving him there.
Wait, no, we're playing at home.
Oh crap! Never mind.
So yeah, we'll be leaving him there just at his house.
Yeah.
Patty Grimes says Lions are winning because I am going to the
That's
game.
awesome, Patty.
Are you putting me in the trunk because I want to go?
Oh, dude, Jeremy, you should go.
I can't afford it. I checked.
Someone get
Let's
Jeremy
see.
a ticket,
Please.
please.
It was my birthday,
Jeremy,
Mom.
I'll watch it with you.
I know you will. But
From Carolina.
so that's all the picks. That's basically every subject, and we got it done in an hour and 7 minutes. I even added a subject tonight.
Yep. Why are we doing the surrender, Cobra? Come on, guys.
Oh man, I'm just chilling. I was reading this comment. Max Crosby will not make the team playing and use medical reasons to demand a trade to Motown, forcing a Disabilities Act consolation for the Lions to go over the cap.
Oh, that'd be sick if he went there.
If we lose this game, AG will get drugged and put on the Raiders plane.
Just like the Hangover Part 4, Aaron Glenn edition. Oh,
And
yeah,
James Burgess is going to be at the game too. I'm mad at y'all. You didn't invite me? No, just kidding. I'm just
I'm
playing.
so disappointed. So mad.
Oh, I'm not mad at any of my fans that get to go to any game because it's one of the best
No, I'm not
experiences
either.
in the
I'm
world.
kidding, too.
Yeah. Patty Grimes says Jeremy is my therapy animal.
Jeremy
Oh, my
is my
goodness.
mentor. He shall not be known as a therapy animal.
Wait a minute. If
By the
Patty
way,
says
guys.
that, JB gets a free ticket.
Let's see.
Oh, that's true.
Right. I just need the yellow vest that says service animal.
Service animal. Don't touch. Made
By the way, guys, that was the cheerleader when I was at the game when I sang karaoke. She says, "Damn, you sing good." And I said,
What's her
"You
name?
think I'm good?" Oh, just a second. I just had it. Clarissa.
Clarissa.
Yeah.
Do you follow her on Instagram? I follow the Hornets cheerleaders on Instagram.
That being said, she was the one that walked up to me after I sang Creed and grabbed my shoulder as I was walking by, or my elbow, and she goes, "You sing good." And I said, I wish I could have got it out of my head. I thought it, but I couldn't get it out. And I said, "You should see me in the dark if you think that was good."
Attaboy.
But it was just like, a cheerleader touched me. Yeah, it all geekified like a high schooler again. So that being said, that has been the show. Do you have a parting shot, Will?
Yes, guys. Like, I'm going to start closing every show. Like I said last week, just be yourself. Don't pretend you're someone else, because who you are is who you are.
Amen.
Be true to yourself.
Keegan.
Yes, sir.
Keegan, what's your parting shot?
I'm going to say it's a good week to be a Lions fan and an NFL fan.
Amen,
Neil,
brother.
What's your parting shot tonight?
After that ass whooping we took last week, Prepare to be the ones to be kicking ass this week, y'all. Listen, hold
Oh
on.
yeah. We forgot our sponsor, by the way.
Will Vogel says, "What if I don't like me?" Dave Burgess said, "Will Vogel, what if I don't like me?"
Then deal with it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, you're good, dude. James, you're awesome.
I thought she
Love
grabbed
you.
something else. I wish.
Oh man,
It was probably pretty close to my elbow at that point.
I thought this show was PG-13.
No, it's TVMA. I can say what I want.
I'm messing
Nah,
with
nah, 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 nah.
you.
yeah.
My parting shot is there's 3 pickups we could do. Let's say that Marvin Jones Jr. submits the paperwork before the weekend. There's three free agents we could grab and sign all 3. Desmond King, Janoris Jenkins, and Ndamukong Suh. Yes, it would
And-
use up every. Oh yeah, Dad, you asked me to sing it. I know it was Arms Wide Open. Creed is what I sang.
Was your dad there?
That was the game I took my dad to last year on October 2nd. The
Seattle game.
Detroit or Seattle versus Detroit game.
Nice.
I was gonna ask, if we were to sign a receiver, who would we go after?
No one. I would just promote.
I think we're just gonna keep doing what we do, call up Dylan Drummond until he's on the active roster. There really isn't anybody in free agency we're taking a shot at, really. Everybody's either old, decrepit, or couldn't catch in the first place. Kenny
Yep.
Galladay, yeah, I'm calling you out.
Kenny drops all day.
Yeah. He's somehow related to TJ Droppinson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That being said,
His cousin.
hey y'all, Keegan, Will, Neil, and of course Jeremy, my fellow chat warriors. The good times are here. No one goes 17-0. We are watching the building of a very new perpetual contender. Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
I agree completely. I think next year is the year that we're going to be Super Bowl bound. But it's time for me to give the shout out to the sponsors. I have Gloss Negron, the window tinner up in Saginaw. His ad will soon be running in my new video for my new intro that's coming soon. I also would like to give a shout out to my fake sponsor. Yes, that's FTP. We are not talking about the florists. It is Fuck the Packers. Last but not least, try every day to be a better person than you were the day before, because that's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts in here. Love all y'all. Thank you for being in the chat. James, Dad, Patty Grimes, Eric, King SJ, Rodney Fouch, Lee Hornbostel. Yes, I think I got them all.
Yes.
You know what? I have one thing before we go. I have one thing that I have to say
Oh,
to the
no.
Raiders.
Oh,
Suck it.
let's go,
Thank
son.
you. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening. Don't forget.